So I've been by myself for the past 60 days. No going on dates, no hanging out with friends, no random FaceTime calls with anybody. I'm talking about from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm by myself, bro. I'm talking the only time I see human beings is when I go to the grocery store, when I go to work, and when I go to the gym. And if I'm being honest with y'all, I'm still by myself even when I'm doing those things. What's good, family? Alex Moore back with another video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at realalexmoore_, and don't forget to like today's video. Today, man, I simply just want to share my experience as somebody who spends all of his days alone and talk a little bit about how I feel, some of the pros to the cons that I go through as well. But I want to start this by just speaking about the pros. Now, me personally, I'm someone who's always been more on the introverted side, so it hasn't really been too much of an issue for me to spend time alone. I can think back even to high school, I was somebody who was always by himself. It would be the weekends, Friday nights, people are going to the football game, and I'm at home, usually just playing 2K. I never really had those experiences that a lot of people had in high school. The only time I really had much social interactions with people like that was when I would be dating a girl, because at that point, obviously I can't be by myself. So we would go on dates or go on little mini vacations or just do stuff downtown, you know, stuff that couples typically do. Besides that, I never really had a lot of friends. I couldn't tell y'all the last time I hung out with one of my friends. It's probably been 2 years if I'm being honest, maybe. I don't know if I could say since I've lived in North Carolina, I've hung out with any friends. Friends that I do have on the West Coast, they haven't came to see me, and I haven't gone to the West Coast very often to see them. But over these past 60 days of me being alone, I feel like I've had a chance to really learn about myself. I had a chance to analyze myself and figure out the things that I do well and the things that I also need to work on. Let's touch on the things that I feel like I've done well first. I feel like I've done a great job of taking my fitness to the next level, really locking in on the gym. One of the main things that I've been doing recently is trying to tone up, trying to get my six-pack to really pop as much as possible. Done that through making sure I'm staying in a caloric deficit. All that means for y'all who aren't in fitness or nutrition is just that I'm eating less than I need to. Right now I'm eating somewhere between 1,800 to 2,200 calories per day, but still making sure I'm getting enough protein in. Also really locking in on cardio, doing cardio dang near every single day, getting at least 10,000 steps every single day, hitting abs at the gym almost every single day, and also hitting the sauna dang near every single day as well. Like we working out here, I ain't gonna lie. Like, we gonna make this transformation happen. Really locked in on taking my fitness to the next level. I've really locked in on reading books, and not just reading, but comprehending what it is that I'm reading a lot more. I've locked in on applying for jobs and doing whatever I can to change my income from a finance standpoint. That way I can live the life that I wanna live, or at least jumpstart that process. I've been able to pour into myself a lot more from a self-care aspect and just loving myself more than I did before. Stop ignoring how I look from a facial aesthetic. Stop ignoring how I look from the clothes that I put on. Start putting more love into the skincare routine, to the whitening the teeth, to smelling good. The small things that a lot of us can tend to overlook at times, even though they're really not small and we need to do it on a regular basis, but sometimes we slip here and there, I'm not gonna lie. But let's talk about some of the cons real quick. What are some of the things that I've struggled with? Social awkwardness. Not gonna lie, I've always been introverted. I've always been more so to myself, but I feel like now that the social interaction is almost non-existent at this point, it's hard for me when I'm outside, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It is really tough, which is interesting because, like, from a self-improvement standpoint, I've actually done a lot more things to work on myself, but it's like when I get out in the real world and I'm just not in my domain anymore, in my own bubble, I just feel just side character, not really the main character just yet. And that's really been something that's mentally messed with me, if I'm being honest. Confidence definitely has not been fully there in spite of the upgrades that I've made to myself. That's something that's fixable. I'm not really too concerned about that. I've talked to my mentor about that, and we're working to see what we can do to get the confidence up and running, because I know once I unlock that confidence, it's game over. I feel like right now I'm probably at a 78, 80 overall, but I feel like once I unlock that confidence, that's gonna take me to a 92, 93, 94 like it's nothing. But besides that, I feel great. I feel like I'm starting to hit my stride as far as figuring out what I want out of life. I feel like I'm starting to hit my stride on YouTube as far as posting consistently. I feel like I'm hitting my stride as far as figuring out my diet, my nutrition, how I can become the best version of myself. So I say all that just to let you guys know that there's nothing wrong with being by yourself, especially if it's a traumatic event or situation that's happened, whether it's a breakup you're going through, whether it's a death in the family or you and your best friend are no longer close anymore. I want to let you guys know that it's okay to be alone. Not forever, but for a season, it is okay for you to be alone. You don't always have to look to latch on to somebody else or fill that void of just being alone with someone else. I'm going through a breakup myself, and I think the old me probably would have tried to latch on to a new female, if I'm being honest. I would have tried to latch on to somebody else to fill the void of me being by myself, or to get some type of validation knowing, okay, well, at least another girl wants me. I don't have none of that right now. It's literally just me versus me. I don't shoot my shot at no girls on Instagram or anything. Not looking to get a new girl. It's just me, bro. And I really do call that growth, because the younger me, I probably would have been out and about just trying to find someone new to fill that void. But me now, it's like, what is the things that's most important to me? Is it getting validation from somebody else? Or is it working on the things that I need to work on to be a better man, be a better leader, show up better for you guys, have more income? And I believe if I can do those things, everything else will fall into part. I'll have better relationships with people. I'll show up a lot better on my YouTube videos, showing you guys what it's like to go through being at the bottom, being unconfident, being skinny, to being in shape, being a leader, having a decent following, having a decent status, X, Y, and Z. I'm making this video really just to let you guys know it's okay to go through seasons of being alone. You gotta understand that it's just a season. I'm probably gonna be in this season at least until 2026. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But I know what can come out of this if I use the season the right way. I know what can come out of this if I commit to locking in on my fitness even more. I know it can come out of it if I lock into creating on YouTube even more. I know it can come out of this if I can commit to improving my finances even more. So it's okay. It's okay that I don't go out. It's okay that I don't drink any alcohol. It's okay that I don't smoke. It's okay that I don't have females right now. It's okay that life is dull, life is boring, because if I play my cards right, this time next year, life is gonna be totally different. And I think we all know there's enough proof that we have on the internet for us to know things can change a lot sooner than you think. I just dropped a video yesterday talking about how my life has already changed from the early part of July to August. What I've done to work on improving myself from a look standpoint. What I've done to improve myself from a finances standpoint. What I've done to improve myself from a fitness standpoint. And these are all just the beginning. Like, it's infinite work to do, but showing up every single day. Okay, I showed up Monday, showed up Tuesday, showed up Wednesday, showed up Thursday, showed up Friday. And you do that enough over time, those days compound. You can't lose, bro. It's impossible. But the biggest thing and what I love most about being alone is it gives you time to find that lane that you need to be in. I think that's the part that a lot of us get caught up on, and it doesn't make it worse when we have so many distractions. Is we're all destined for greatness, but a lot of us don't know which vehicle we need to go into. That's something that I'm still working through myself, trying to figure out, okay, is that vehicle YouTube? Is that vehicle me being a mortgage broker? Would that be me going into e-commerce? What is that vehicle? But I know the more that I at least put in the work every single day to be the best version of myself, I show up and go to the gym, I show up and read every single day, I show up for YouTube, I show up for myself, and I don't take any days off, I keep doing this over and over and over again, everything is gonna fall into place. So not having any distractions can be a good thing. Sometimes it can be good to have to spend a Friday night alone. You can use that time to work on your business. You can use that time to read. You can use that time to reflect. You use that time to see, are you the man that you want to be, or are you working towards who you want to be, or have you been given into the vices? Have you been given into the lust? Have you been given into spending too much time on social media? Do you even know what's important to you anymore? Do you even see who you are when you look up in the mirror? Plenty of times I didn't know who I was when I looked into the mirror. I hated what I saw when I looked into the mirror. I saw somebody who didn't have the money that he wanted to make. I saw somebody who was skinny fat, had a gut. I couldn't even see my six pack. My hair was falling out. There was times where I would be addicted to alcohol. All of these things, man, but I've been able to overcome so many of these things since just spending more time alone. So I'm making this video for anybody who's struggling spending time alone, struggling going through a breakup, struggling going through whatever mentally. And I want to let you guys know that you're not alone. But I also want to let you know there's a new season coming where you have everything that you want and then some, but you have to take advantage of today. You have to take advantage of the time working in your favor. We can all succeed. We can all overcome everything we want and have the life that we want, but we got to do something about that today. Make sure you leave a like on today's video. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. It's Alex Moore. I'll see you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.